Right now at 6, big needs and not enough dollars. Holmen educators say a lack of special education funding means the budgets for all students are stretched thin.
And campaigns in La Crosse. Democratic candidates make the rounds at downtown businesses.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Amy DuPont.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. A recent study by the Education Law Center found that all Wisconsin school districts are underfunded by more than $1 billion.
News 8 Now's Dewis Marr spoke with members of the Holmen School District who say underfunding special ed harms all kids.
You can go first.
In this classroom at Holmen High School,
Yellow. Yellow first.
children learn how to communicate.
Want. What
Kids
color?
who need a little extra help. Emily Keim has been a special education teacher for 11 years.
Everybody has the right to access education.
Students in Keim's classroom are nonverbal.
The students on my caseload have quite a bit of extra support in terms of special ed teachers or aides.
But with the help of assistive technology,
They can have a voice and they can communicate with anybody, not just teachers and close family and friends.
assistive technology is just one of the tools covered under special education funding.
The state of Wisconsin and the federal government and local property taxes are the main sources of revenue to support public education in the state.
According to an Education Law Center report, the state of Wisconsin is not giving school districts the money they need to cover special education costs. In the school district of Holmen, roughly $9 million are spent on special education funding. The state of Wisconsin only covers $2 million, which means every special education student in the school is underfunded by $1,600. This is not the only school district facing that problem. In order to cover special education funding, the school district of Holmen transfers 66% of their general operating budget to special education.
It impacts all students because we're pulling from one to meet the needs of another.
Julie Holman, Executive Director of Finance at Holmen, says schools are in need of state funding.
We're doing the best we can with what we're given, but we certainly could use an increase on the per pupil funding.
Keim says her students can get the same education as others,
My students can learn just like everybody else, they just learn in a different way.
but only if they are given the tools they need. Reporting in Holmen, Dewis Marr, News 8 Now.
The Department of Public Instruction has made a request to increase special ed funding by 45%, but even then, experts say it will not meet the special education costs of many districts.
Yeah, quite a problem most districts are facing, and resources in general. We've seen that a lot this election season with referenda.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch it up, talk some weather. Kind of a nice quintessential fall day, but Eric, hopefully maybe a little warm up headed our way.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to see a weekend warm up. Some places will see highs in the low to mid 70s. So today's the precursor for what's to come. Take a look at the morning lows this morning. We had temperatures in the 20s and 30s, 23 in Sparta, 26 Black River Falls. Eau Claire made it to 31, 30 in Winona. Decorah, you made it to 34 degrees. Highs today, look at this. We had temperatures in the 60s. Eau Claire, you were in the upper 50s, 59 to be exact. Otherwise, 60s from Black River Falls all the way down to Decorah. Boscobel made it to 65 degrees. And right now, Boscobel's at 61, Decorah's at 59, Double Nickel, 55 in Viroqua as well as Black River Falls. And we're sitting at 59 in La Crosse. Our dew point's at 29, so the air is very dry out there with a nice calm wind. If you have any plans this evening, we'll see temperatures right around 50 degrees by the 8 o'clock hour. By the time you join us tonight at 10, we'll be at around 44, 45 degrees. Now, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're talking temperatures going back into the mid 70s, but one day is better than the other. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Eric.
You bet.
All right, election coverage now. Wisconsin Senator nominee Mandela Barnes has made his way to downtown La Crosse. The current lieutenant governor hosted a meet and greet at Trunee's to hear from community members and leaders about area issues. Barnes has run a tight race with his opponent, the incumbent Republican Ron Johnson, who has publicly criticized Barnes on his approach to police and crime. However, Barnes says that Johnson does not meet the needs of people in Wisconsin.
Ron Johnson has done nothing but serve himself in the interests of his wealthy donors and special interests since he's been elected. And the people in this state, the people especially here in La Crosse, are crying out for real representation. Somebody who's going to go to Washington, D.C. and help make their lives better, not harder.
Barnes discussed similar issues at a meet and greet in Viroqua earlier today.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is also visiting with small business owners and employees in La Crosse. With less than 3 weeks before the election, the governor is in a virtual tie with Republican challenger Tim Michels. Governor Evers says looking out for small businesses has been his administration's priority, and the manager of La Crosse's Root Note agrees. She says it was the governor's Main Street Bounce Back grant that allowed the cafe to reopen after the pandemic. Governor Evers told reporters today if reelected, he has a plan to drive down costs for businesses and taxpayers.
Cutting income taxes, middle class income taxes by 10%, increase our child care credit. That's my plan. Unfortunately, my opponent has no plan.
Governor Evers referencing his opponent, Tim Michels. Now, Michels does have a blueprint for his economic plan on his campaign webpage. The Republican says he will cut corporate and individual income taxes. Earlier this month, he said he's open to a flat income tax at or near 5%.
Costs are potentially going down for homeowners in the Bangor School District. This November, voters will decide whether the district can spend $24 million for educational upgrades, deferred maintenance, and remodeling projects. Due to updated information from the state, the Board of Education says the referendum will cost taxpayers less than expected. According to the board, if the referendum passes, the mill rate will drop by almost $1. That will lower the cost of a successful referendum. Instead of paying an additional $60 per $100,000 of property value, taxpayers would pay $27 less than they're paying now.
The city of La Crosse is accepting block grant applications designed to help individuals and families meet basic needs. The city is expecting to receive roughly $175,000 from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and wants to use those funds on programs to expand childcare and homelessness and increase people's self-reliance. So instead of giving smaller grants to around 25 projects, the city wants to focus on just 3 to 5 projects and give them a larger chunk of the funds. You'll find more information about the application process at news8000.com.
Still ahead tonight at 6.
You could live your life feeling sorry for yourself, or you could take advantage of what you still have.
After a life-altering accident, a La Crosse man is trading in a surgical mask for a welder's helmet.
A governor's job is to make your life better. But would anything on Tim Michels' agenda actually help you? His rhetoric is violent.
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
At his company, women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. And he said he'd consider abolishing the Department of Public Instruction. It's a radical's dream, but it wouldn't do a single thing for you. Tony Evers' plan is pretty simple. Create good-paying jobs and bring costs down. That's the right plan for Wisconsin.
Menards is the one-stop shop for everything you need. Get truckload savings on items you use every day. Save on your favorite cleaning supplies from Procter & Gamble. They deliver quality products from brands you can trust, like Dawn, Tide, and Bounty. All 11% off. Improve the air quality in your home with Best Air brand allergen air filters. They help reduce pollen, pet dander, dust, lint, and more. Now all 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
When I started working at Michels Corporation, Tim was 9 years old.
Tim worked in the trenches for many years when he first started out in this company.
51 years.
12 years. 20 years.
50 years.
Took a small Wisconsin company to one of the best in America.
Tim is really hardworking.
Very good leader, and he's going to tell you like it is.
Because of Tim Michels, there are thousands of good-paying jobs in Wisconsin.
Jobs that people are proud of.
I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to jump in a foxhole with Tim.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
I can see you in it. You got your Firm Plush, Ultra Plush Plus. Just pretend I'm not here. My name is Richard. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process, giving you the freedom to have a comfortable experience. Right now, get 30% off select mattresses. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
When we get knocked down, oftentimes it's up to us to build ourselves back up.
Jordan Fremstad explains how one lacrosse man found his second chance after a career-ending accident.
A moment can leave us stumbling around in the dark.
And I'm now switching gears to pursue a lifelong interest in welding.
Until a light snaps on. And suddenly, we find meaning out of the darkness.
A time of uncertainty, a time of pain.
Michael Roscos.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry.
Knows the feeling.
I was working on our family farm.
Mike suffered a career-ending injury.
An injury that left me without vision in my right eye.
2 big surgeries and countless weeks of recovery later.
So here we are.
At 55 years old, Roscos
Okay, perfect.
is back in the classroom just a mile down the road from his former office.
So I went from no vision, black, to, in theory, being able to see 20/20.
Welding was a no-brainer for Mike because his last career was also super hands-on.
This former
22 years
surgeon,
I think it's pretty cool,
chose a new path.
You could live your life feeling sorry for yourself, or you could take advantage of what you still have. And I've decided to do the latter.
We've spoken to Mike before.
Liver injuries can be among the most challenging injuries to manage. I do remember that.
Everything went crazy from there.
When he saved Todd Stinson.
Liver injuries can be among the most challenging injuries to manage.
But I remember his calmness, his confidence. Back, good.
Who suffered a near-death weightlifting accident.
I'm here today because of him and the team. It means a lot. It means an awful lot.
It's probably one of those top 10 moments.
Mike, who for 22 years gave others second chances.
Keep learning.
Received one himself.
Take a chance.
I think it serves as a fantastic role model for anyone that sees it.
A chance to mend his new life with the skills of his past.
All right, get your rod closer.
It's the ability to build new things.
A new light in his life he can see with clear eyes.
That's all there's to it.
This is Jordan Fremstad, News 8 Now, Lacrosse.
Bravo, Mike. And he says he's going to apply his skills to his hobby business.
The one thing he says he'll miss about his career in medicine is the people.
Yeah, something tells me he's going to keep in touch with lots of people.
I think so, too.
Oh, what an amazing story. That's awesome. Well, preparations for Lacrosse's Rotary Lights begin early.
Volunteers are getting the display ready, and the Rotary Club introducing a new way to help.
Take a look at the sunset behind me. That is just downright gorgeous out there, and we're seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s, and that's a precursor of what's to come this weekend. We'll talk about that in the first forecast on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Is it time for a flooring change? Then it's time to save during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet. Get 20% off select carpet with free removal and disposal. Choose from laminate, hardwood, and luxury vinyl plank on sale during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet Center.
Some things make you wonder, what the PAF? Like career politician Brad Pfaff voting to raise our taxes after promising not to. Then praising another $1 billion in tax hikes on Wisconsin families. Seriously, what the PAF? Or when he supported trillions of dollars in big government spending, creating record inflation. What the PAF? Makes you wonder how anyone could trust career politician Brad Pfaff. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we make it easy to get ready for winter. We're the cold weather experts, offering the gear and supplies you need to combat the cold, snowy weather ahead, all at fair and honest prices. Like 30% off zero exposure coats for the family. These women's Carhartt vests, $99.99. Get a free pair of boot socks with every snow boot purchase while supplies last. And keep pets cozy with special buy pet bed and blanket sets, just $19.99.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine when you purchase. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 loyalty cash. And now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
Is it time for a flooring change? Then it's time to save during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet. Get 20% off select carpet with free removal and disposal. Choose from laminate, hardwood, and luxury vinyl plank on sale during the Fall Home Makeover Sale at Cooley Carpet Center.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The 28th annual Rotary Lights display is just around the corner. As volunteers start preparing this week, there are a lot of new things to actually look forward to.
Yeah, new things. Visitors will see a new igloo, an ice castle, and enter the park from a new area. Also new, Rotary Lights is providing even more opportunities to help our community, like a new teddy bear for purchase that will support Wafer and the first ever external food drive.
So folks can drop off food at 19 area companies, including right here at News 8 Now. With all the new additions, Rotary Lights needs volunteer help, especially during Takedown in January.
Some people are a little less ambitious at that particular week. But it's Wisconsin, you got to deal with it, and everything has to come down that first week in January, and so we never have enough help that first week in January.
If you are interested in helping, we posted more information on our website.
That's always such a massive undertaking, and it looks so great when it's done.
It's the coolest thing. People come from all over, and Eric, this is your first Rotary Lights.
It's my first rodeo.
Fantastic. Yeah. You're going to be blown away.
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed we have nice weather for that. Maybe we can get a little bit of snow there too, so we can get in the mood festival-wise. But hey, outside right now, look at this. A gorgeous sunset out there. We're seeing temperatures in the 50s and 60s. And don't forget, for weather anytime, day or night, grab your phone, hit that QR code right there. It'll take you to the News 8000 First Alert Weather app. You'll get the weather day or night 24/7. Right now, we're sitting at 59 degrees. Our humidity is sitting at 32%. We have a nice calm wind out there at this hour. Made it to 63 today after a morning start of 33. 60 and 40 is where we should be for this time of year. 84 was the record high, and you have to go all the way back to 1872 to see that. Here's a look at the radar scan. We have a clean sweep across the area. This is going to get a break for tomorrow and Saturday and somewhat Sunday. It's when we get into Sunday afternoon, going into Sunday evening, that rain chances will start to pick up. So here's your setup. You can see the winds starting to shift out of the south a little bit. You can see there's a cross right there. So the winds are starting to shift a little bit. That's what's going to warm us up as we go into your Friday and Saturday. Like I said, today's the precursor for what's to come this weekend. If you have any evening plans by the 8 o'clock hour, we'll see a temperature of 50 degrees. We'll go to 44 by the time you join us at 10. Then to round out the evening hours, we'll see temperatures right around 43 degrees. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s and 40s will greet you. 40s from Red Wing all the way down to Viroqua, 36 in Boscobel, 42 in Decorah, 41 in Preston. Rochester is going to go to 42 degrees. We'll keep the clouds in play as we go into your evening and overnight hours. For Friday, abundant sunshine to start. The clouds will pick up as we go into the afternoon and early evening hours. And then we do it all over again, folks, for Saturday with sunny skies, temperatures going into the 70s. So your zone forecast for tomorrow, we'll see temperatures in the 60s and 70s in La Crosse. Ross County from Westby over towards New Albin down towards the Harpers Ferry area, seeing temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Whitehall, you'll make it to 67, 69 in Melrose. Over towards Trempealeau, you'll make it to 69. And then Ladysmith will go to 63. Eau Claire, you'll go to 64. Over towards the Augusta area, making it to 65 degrees. So the details of the first alert forecast for tonight, we're going to go to 41 degrees with partly cloudy skies, calm and cool. We'll look at the winds out of the south at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's your day planner for tomorrow. We'll start the day off with a temperature of 45. By the 8 o'clock hour, going to 62 by noon. Abundant sunshine will be the rule. We go into the upper 60s as we go into the mid-afternoon hours. Then as we head into the early evening hours, tomorrow night's Friday night football, baby. Put that sweater on. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s, low 60s. By the 8 o'clock hour, we'll see a temperature of 54 degrees. The next 8 days, we go to 75 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain Sunday afternoon going into the evening hours, and the rain chances continue Monday through Friday. We see another front push its way through, so we'll drop the temperatures again with highs in the 40s and 50s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Overall, not a bad weekend whatsoever.
It's the weirdest phenomenon. We're entering football playoff season. We should be wearing like long johns, not, mid 50s on 8 o'clock on a Friday. That's basically shorts.
I would say we're going to see people forget sweaters in t-shirts. It's going to happen for sure. Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Coming up in sports, Bucks basketball is finally back tonight.
Plus, one of Caledonia's standouts on the volleyball court headed to the next level. Rob's in next.
Fall Home Show going on now at the Bourne Store. Visit today and see what's new and get your $250 discount coupon. Register for prizes and visit with designers. Hope to see you soon.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor.
I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work.
Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems in the Rochester and La Crosse area. And we'd love to show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Joe Biden took $4 trillion from us taxpayers and he spent it. $4 trillion. And what do we get? We got higher gas prices, higher groceries, just about everything. Brad Paff, well, he backed Joe Biden 100% of the time. That's what you get when you spend your career in politics. Well, it ain't me. Let's try something different. Let's cut spending, balance the budget, and get America back on track. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Enter the season of giving by helping Wesco and Sparta feed those in need. Bring in a non-perishable food item and get 1% off. Bring 10 and get 10% off. Bring as many as you would like and get up to 20% off. Save money and feed those in need. What can be better than that? Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup is always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
One of the best parts of this job is not only covering our local athletes, but watching them get a chance to grow and succeed at the collegiate level. And now one of Caledonia's standout volleyball players is doing just that. Viterbo University adding another local star. Caledonia sophomore Liv Myrie still has a couple of years left with the Warriors, but when she wraps up her high school career, she'll begin her collegiate one as a member of the V-Hawks, joined by family, friends, and coaches this morning, including V-Hawks head coach Ryan DeLong. Liv signed her letter of intent at the Viterbo Sports Complex, and even though it's still over 2 years away, Liv tells me she's looking forward to being a part of the team.
I think that my versatility as a player and the positions that I can play will put me in a good position to play here.
We're excited what she can do. She's only, she's at 25, so she's young still. But being part of our club and being part of Caledonia, I really think the sky's the limit for her.
All right, jam-packed schedule tonight. High school volleyball playoffs continuing, and this one's going to be a good one. An MVC clash in the postseason. Onalaska hosting Central in the first round. Cashions at home hosting Luther, and Aquinas is home to take on Fall Creek. Holman begins its playoff run tonight. Vikings hosting Madison East, and Westby looks to keep on rolling. The Norsemen are home to take on Regis. On to the pros now. Bucks basketball is finally back. Milwaukee opening its regular season tonight in Philly. Bucks and Sixers going at it. Tip-off in just a few minutes from now. The Bucks finished 51-31 last season. No Chris Middleton, no Pat Connaughton either for this one tonight. And after tonight, the Bucks head to Milwaukee for their home opener on Saturday against Houston. What's going on with our Minnesota Wild? An 0-3 start. The squad just can't stop the puck. The team's already given up 20 goals in just 3 games to start the year. Wild lost on Tuesday night to defending champion Colorado, but Minnesota will look to stop the skid tonight at home. Wild and Canucks skating in the Twin Cities. Puck drops at 7. That's a lot of goals. They gave up 7 goals twice to start the year. So
holy cow.
They needed some better goalkeeping for sure.
Yeah, maybe some defenseman work too. Maybe factors into
But it's
that.
early though. I mean, the seasons it's only 3 games.
All these pro seasons are incredibly long.
Yep.
I know, to be starting already, it feels early.
For basketball too.
Yeah.
It feels
It
real
comes
early
so
for
quick.
basketball. But I'm not complaining. I like to watch the
No,
Bucks.
so many sports. You got to love it.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
You got it.
We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Score great savings Friday through Sunday at Ashley Furniture Outlet, with recliners starting at $330, beds as low as $290, and up to 80% off clearance items. Only at Ashley Furniture Outlet in Arcadia, off Flashco Avenue and State Road 93.
Hi, I'm Dave Estenson. They told me taking on a big spending politician would be tough, but I used to ride bulls for a living, so I got this. I've also been a law enforcement officer, small business owner, and truck driver. Now, I'm running for state senate to back the badge, support small businesses, and fix our roads. So if the special interests think they can buck me from those principles, they'd be good to remember. This ain't my first rodeo.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Over 800 convicted criminals released. 270 murderers and attempted murderers released. 44 child rapists released. Tony Evers' parole commission has released hundreds of violent criminals early, including some of the worst killers in Wisconsin history. Evers' liberal policies are making our communities less safe. Tony Evers put criminals first and our family's safety last.
Beat the Black Friday rush. This season's top gifts and guest essentials up to 40% off. Plus, explore financing options that fit any budget, including up to 60 months. Schedule your delivery by visiting your local Ashley store or shop online today.
All right, here's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. I know we have Friday night football going on. I know you're going to need the blue jeans, the hoodies, the sweaters. It is just going to be downright gorgeous out there. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 60s tomorrow.
The shirtless, the painting.
Oh, definitely.
That's what I expect to
babe.
see at that
Let's do
temperature
it.
for playoffs. Absolutely.
Thanks so much for watching tonight.
It's true.